Let's be clear, the Royal Veterinary College study is being treated like a mic drop moment, says more than it actually proves, and that's a problem. Yes, the data show that modern French bulldogs have higher rates of certain conditions. No serious person disputes that. But the leap from elevated risk in a contemporary population to this is no longer a normal dog is not science. That is editorializing. Here's the uncomfortable truth. This study measures the consequences of modern breeding behavior, then quietly relabels those consequences as intrinsic breed failure. That is a framing error. The Vet Compass database aggregates dogs produced during the most distorted, commercially driven breeding period in the breed's history, roughly the last 25 to 30 years. That population is dominated by popular sire bottlenecks, exaggerated show, and pet market traits, artificial reproduction propping up poor structure. Then the study compares those dogs to a mixed population of all other breeds, many of which have their own catastrophic health profiles: cancer, orthopedic collapse, neurological disease, but those issues are less visible and less politically convenient. Let's talk about the headline claim: French bulldogs are no longer a normal dog. What does that even mean biologically? There is no control group of moderately bred French bulldogs. There is no stratification by severity. There is no functional threshold analysis. A dog with mildly narrowed nares who runs, plays, reproduces naturally, and lives a normal lifespan is counted the same as a dog with end stage airway disease. That's not nuance, that's flattening. And this is where it starts to smell less like neutral epidemiology and more like advocacy. Because if the logic here were applied consistently, we'd be having the same conversations about cancer ridden retrievers, short lived giant breeds, structurally crippled herding dogs, IVDD prone dachshunds. But we're not. Why? Because brachycephalic dogs are visually offensive to modern sensibilities, and visibility drives outrage. Snoring is easier to film than lymphoma. This is not denying suffering. It's questioning why certain suffering becomes a moral emergency, while other suffering is normalized as breed risk. Another major omission within breed variation. French bulldogs with wider nostrils, longer muzzles, better cranial capacity, and less extreme skin folds already exist, and they perform dramatically better. That alone disproves the idea that pathology is unavoidable. What the study actually supports, if you read it carefully, is not abolition, but reform. Stop rewarding extreme heads, stop bottlenecking genetics, stop bypassing natural selection entirely. But that message doesn't generate clicks, policy leverage, or institutional momentum. So instead, we get language that quietly shifts responsibility away from breeders, kennel clubs, and markets, and places it on the dog itself. That's convenient. It's also intellectually lazy. French bulldogs are not biologically broken. They have been pushed past functional limits by human preference, the same way many breeds have been at different times for different reasons. The solution is not declaring them abnormal. The solution is admitting that modern dog breeding culture across many breeds is the real abnormality. If we're serious about animal welfare, we stop using studies like this as cudgels and start using them as blueprints. And that requires honesty, not theatrics, even from institutions as respected as the Royal Veterinary College.